because this is about to get dark, I have a feeling. And that's not normal for my entertainment reporter, Pugs Moran.
Mood to take a blowtorch to some beautiful childhood memories.
Oh, God, it's going to be so bad because Pugs Moran, my entertainment reporter for The James Show, is going to tell you about the new Nickelodeon documentary. And I didn't hear about this until earlier this week. And I'm in some mom groups. Not that I'm a mom, but I was a stay-at-home dad for a long time. I worked out of the house for like 8 years. So I'm in some mom groups. And my mom groups are buzzing about this. And I haven't seen 1 second of it. I don't know if I'm going to. Pugs, tell me about it.
No, you're going to. It's wild, man. Now, I just full disclosure, I'm Gen X, so this is about a couple of years outside of what my childhood wheelhouse was. This is probably for you, though, James,
yes.
Right? 90s Nickelodeon?
Well, you also have to keep in mind that I live so far out in the country, they didn't run a cable wire out there, so I never had Nickelodeon growing up.
Okay, but as far as generationally, this is generation.
Yes. I would see this at friends' house. I watched Double Dare at Brandon and Jeff's house or my grandmother's house or whatever, but I'm not as into Nickelodeon as most people my age.
Now, that's actually my generation of Nickelodeon, Double Dare, and you can't do that on TV. But it really just exploded in the 90s with the shows that were created by a guy by the name of Dan Schneider. Dan Schneider, for Gen X, we remember him as Dennis from Head of the Class, which was a Howard Hessman.
Oh, yeah. That's him? Oh, God.
James, he has gone on to be a billionaire child television creator. Everything from all that on Nickelodeon to the Amanda Show. He's Amanda Bynes has been his meal ticket for a good 15 years. All of those things like Josh and Drake. I mean, he owned Nickelodeon. He was their guy that produced everything. Well, the documentary that we're talking about is a 4-part special on, I believe it's Discovery ID, but I access it through HBO Max. So if you have HBO Max, you can find it there. It's called Quiet on the Set, The Dark Side of Children's Television. And it basically just uncovers it wasn't that hard. James, the stuff that was happening on those sets in the 1990s with those kids, I mean, you look at Amanda Bynes, she's a tragic figure, so talented, such an incredible young talent. And now she's got a tattoo on her face and, she's a manicurist and she just got out of a conservatorship. This documentary tells the story of all these incredibly bad things that happened to these kids and the awful sets that Dan Schneider was presiding over.
You said awful sets?
Sets, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, his sets, because he was in charge of all of these different, shows, and they were just making bank.
Yeah, okay.
Network.
So let me tell you why I'm so nervous about this, because you told me, you got to go watch this amazing documentary about this guy in England that was like the biggest TV star of a generation, Jimmy Savile, and that was a nightmare. I didn't even finish it. It was so horrific. How bad does this get?
Buckle up, Buttercup, because it's a lot more disturbing because it's American. The Jimmy Savile thing, we didn't have any familiarity with him. We have a lot of familiarity here. James, I'll just give you a little touch on some of the things that they talk about. Nickelodeon apparently had no problem hiring pedophiles. Three child abusers, child pornographers, and sexual rapists, whatever, on the set. One was a character on multiple shows. They called him Pickle Boy. And he was a grown-ass man. His real job was he was an acting coach. He was a children's dialect coach and dialogue coach.
Great.
So he was on set to help the kids. And they decided to put him in the set. And he became, iconic to a generation of kids. Pickle Boy was hysterical. Well, Pickle Boy basically sexually abused Drake Bell of the Josh and Drake show, which was one of the big breakout shows.
You mean like Drake the rapper?
No, Drake Bell, the former Nickelodeon star. Look, ask your daughters. Maybe they know who you are.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that one.
Sexually abused him brutally for a period of time. And he was arrested and he went to jail for sexual assault of children. And he did his time. I think he did 6 years in prison. And, he immediately went to work for Disney. The Disney Channel hired him.
Good God.
I know, James. It's unbelievable. Another guy, Jason Hamby was his name. He was an associate producer. His job was to act as a liaison between the parents and the children when they'd come, because parents are allowed on set when you have these productions. So Jason Hamby was the guy who ran interference and basically made all the parents love him and trust him. And well, he became such good friends with one little 9-year-old girl, which let me just stop here and say no 35-year-old man should be friends with a 9-year-old girl. He sent her an email depicting himself pleasuring himself.
Oh, come on. Oh, jeez. All right.
No, James, it gets worse. The mom found the email, and she decided she didn't want to go to the police because, it might hurt her daughter's career.
Oh my! This is just a race to see who can get to hell first, isn't it? This is so demonic. I don't think I can watch this, Pugs. I don't think I can.
The complicity on the part of the parents is astounding.
Oh my God, that's almost as disturbing as the. Oh, I don't think I can watch this, Pugs. What's it called? All Quiet on the Set.
Quiet on the Set: The Dark Side of Children's Television.
Why do my mom friends want me to watch this?
It's good. It's interesting. It's fascinating, and it is frightening.
All right, that sounds absolutely god-awful. Thank you for a disgusting, terrible, horrifying entertainment report from Pugs Moran. You can find him at radiomisfits.com. Thank you very much, Pugs.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to go wash my hands about 15 times on the break, and then we'll come back and we'll do Best Day Ever. This is The James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.